This is my 1969 Volkswagen that I recently picked up. A local guy was trying to resurrect a barn find BMW R75/5 motorcycle. So I went over there and rebuilt the carburetors, adjusted the valves and set the timing, and got the bike to fire off. While I was there, I decided to buy this Volkswagen for a couple $100. It's been repainted black. It was originally green. You can see in some spots. There's the green in there. Heater channels are shot. I believe the driver's door has been replaced at one point. It's a different shade inside. It's more of a eggshell blue. And not that it really matters, but I believe this shape of the structure indicates that it's either a later door or possibly a Super Beetle door. I believe there were some years where the Super Beetles were the same as the standard Beetles from basically the windshield back. Seats are rough. I mean, this was a barn find. Oh yeah, and it came with some extra hood hinges. No engine, but I've actually already built one that will go in here. I knew that at some point I'd have a VW, so I bought an engine case from my neighbor. It was just an empty case. I've since built it up. As you can see, it's leaving piles of rust where it sits. And I wasn't there when they did this, but when the bozos pulled this out of the barn, they just picked it up with a forklift. The weight of the vehicle came back and just creased this door. It still works, but man, that's annoying that they did it like that. Floors aren't the greatest. And the package tray, or whatever you'd call it, above the engine is half missing. I remember it came with this speedometer, this extra speedometer, but I don't remember it coming with this sheet metal. Plates from 91. UMKC from 87. Last inspected in June of 92. Brakes don't work at all. We pushed this out of the guy's driveway up the street. Then I pulled the trailer up and we got a running start at it and just pushed it up onto the trailer. The parking brake was the only thing that stopped it. I need to figure out what some of this stuff is. Guessing the horn ring is broken or something. And the windshield's cracked. I want to get this dumb antenna mount off of here. It's obviously been scratching the deck lid as people have opened it over the years with these wonderful screws sticking down. I might have to go in from the inside to get the back of these screws and to pull that wire out. So here's the back side of that antenna. Nope, can't get to it. And this other wire comes along here, goes down here. The bolt is just going to rotate. I also have to grind those off. Great. That one fell out. Now how to get the other one. The washer. And the bolt. Done. It'd be prudent to remove the gas tank to clean it out if I'm going to be putting a new rebuilt engine in here. This thing has sat for a couple decades. It smells like bad gas. Who knows how much is in it? Who knows what other kind of crud is in there. So take it off to clean it out. Yummy. Smells lovely. I love breathing this in right here. Well, it was holding gas, so that's a good sign. Liquid gold. I needed to pull the tank anyway to work on the brakes. Never worked on a VW before, so this is interesting. Particularly that steering column. That is a dirty one. There's supposed to be a screen or something, isn't there? That is just jam-packed full. It's gonna be hard to see, but that screen is still stuck down in there. I've been shaking it around and dumping it out right here. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff coming out. Yummy. Looks like someone has already been in here working on it. Tanks are pretty cheap, but I don't want to give up on this one yet. We'll see what the radiator shop says. So I took this to the radiator shop, and even he was like, dude, have you ever tried electrolysis? And I haven't, but I've been meaning to. I think I will try it on this. First, I'm going to shake out some of the rust. I'll add some pocket rocks and then some water. That used to be water. There's gonna be nothing left of this tank. I'll add some more pocket rocks. Perfect. Well, it floats. Figured I'd let it soak to loosen up some of the junk before I start the real electrolysis process. All right, so I've had this electrolysis going for about a day and it's looking pretty good. Oh wait, I haven't even started, huh? All right, I've let it soak again. This will be the last time. First batch was pretty rough. This batch is just a lot of light stuff. I think it's time to actually do the real deal now. I made an isolated anode. Pretty complicated stuff. I found the bolt in my yard, wire wheeled it, drilled a couple caps. The black one will be isolating radially, the red one longitudinally. It's a snug fit. I could adjust the depth. I might even just go full depth. I think the tank is deep enough. So a product of the reaction is hydrogen gas. I could drill some holes here to let it out, I guess. It'll also come out here. The special sauce for electrolysis is sodium carbonate. And they say use about 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. 1 tablespoon is a ½ ounce. So there is 110 tablespoons in this thing. I could do 110 gallons. I'm expecting if I fill it up to that middle line, it might be 30 gallons or so. So I could do 30 to 60 tablespoons, which would be about a third to a half of this if I fill that whole thing up. I'm obviously going to try to focus the energy to the inside of the tank, but I'm just going to have it sitting in the solution. I was watching an electrolysis video, and it seemed with their results that the electrolysis works in kind of a line of sight where the anode needs to kind of be able to see where it's working. So I'm going to stick the anode in the tank, but I'm just going to have the whole thing submerged. We'll see what happens. That's probably about a third. I don't want to wash it all out of the tank, but I also don't want it to be all concentrated in the tank. I think the tank is like 10 gallons. Put it on 2 amp. Hopefully I don't blow up this charger. Sounds like it's working. Got it on 12 volts, 2 amps. Guess I'm gonna let it run for a while. Maybe I should use a sacrificial cable or have my part hanging out of the water. It's probably gonna eat that up. It's been an hour. Let's see what's going on. I should have used a sacrificial. Oh boy. Should have used a sacrificial alligator clamp. This one's gonna get all dirty. Been doing this for about 17 hours. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, pretty bad. I think I will drill some holes in this. And I'm going to clean off that anode. Added a couple holes for hydrogen to escape. So I made this little jumper out of a spare piece of wire. Now you can more clearly see all the bubbles of hydrogen coming up. What I should do is branch off another wire and just lay one around here to get some of the outside rust as well. Okay, so I found a broken piece of brake rod off my 1929 Ford Model A, and that'll be an outside anode. It's only been in there 30 seconds or so, and you can already tell that it's getting some action. Looks like it's peeling up some of the paint, and there's so much dusty rust on here. I just want to pull it out and rinse it off. But I'm gonna let it run for a little while longer. I've had this broth simmering for about 40 some hours. I've unplugged the battery charger. So I've had this one going for about a day. I did stop at about 24 hours to clean off this one. It's got another almost day on it. Uh-oh. And that might be the end of this experiment. Yep. I don't know if I can hold it still enough. You can see, yep, there's some holes there. Yep, this tank is a goner. Kind of a shame. Original stuff, but they make new ones. And it's not really worth risking a fuel leak on a car that I'm going to rebuild, so we'll get a new gas tank. Man, there's just so much junk in there. So the easy solution is just an all-new one from Wolfsburg West. Brand new tank. I got all the filler hoses and fuel lines and everything else. It'll be a little bit before I install this though, because I need to go through all the brakes and everything up front. So a quick comparison between the two. I see that the new one has a breather over there versus that one. Looks like the filler neck is just a hair longer, and that bump might not be as pronounced as that one. The bottoms look pretty similar. Seems like this one has extra little dimples there. I've been shopping around for a passenger door to replace that creased one. I'm not opposed to pounding out the crease, but if I can find a cheap door, that'll be fine. Anyways, I found these two, and then I ended up buying everything else the guy had. He was turning a 69 Beetle into a dune buggy, Baja bug, and it had all the stuff that came with it. I believe both doors are 68 or 69. I believe the deck lid and bonnet lid are like 72, 73, based on the fact that that one's louvered, which the 69 isn't. And on that one, the VW logo has been added on. It doesn't have the embossed circle where it would go. With the doors, which are both in great shape, and the other sheet metal, I got a windshield, a rear window, and 2 pop-out windows. My 69 doesn't have pop-outs, so those will be a nice addition. I needed a spare wheel anyway. I found this set of 5, and the guy I got these from was kind of scatterbrained, and as soon as he rolls them out, he goes, yeah, these are 14s. Not that I wanted 14s anyway, but they're 15s. Got decent tires on them actually, so those will be some rollers for a while. I wouldn't really consider the tires that came on it rollers. I'll probably just cut those tires off and sandblast and paint the wheels. I noticed that the previous owner shorted me a couple. I bet every wheel's gonna be like that. Absolutely shocked, I tell you. Saw that coming. Yep. And I'm not a VW expert, but I'm assuming there should be a cotter pin in there.